Orlando Pirates had a 3-step process that ensured that they beat Polokwane City by 3-0, and that is a coincidence. Now, let's look at what those steps were and how Jose Rivero really tricked Polokwane City. Here you see the two pivots, which is Umbata and Udlamini, dropping to help the team in build-up. And in doing that, you would see the Polokwane City players coming with them and pressing them. But the problem is, if you have Umbata and you have Udlamini in that position, they are very capable on the ball, and they were able to just play one-touch football back to the defenders, and then the defenders would do what? The defenders would then find the pass out wide. And now Pirates were free and they had space. But that's not the only problem. That's not the only issue that is created for Polokwane City. The secondary problem is obviously the fact that there is that huge space that is in the middle that had been created by the two midfielders going and being aggressive towards Udlamini Nombata. And also, sometimes Polokwane City did not even press that well. And because of that, you would find a situation whereby Kabelo Dlamini is receiving the ball on his own. And when he did that, Polokwane City did realize that, hey, this guy was not pressed, and they would still try to press him. And in the process of doing that, while he was pressed and also Umbata was also pressed, those two guys were now taken out of the game. And as you can see once again, there is that huge space in midfield, which leads us to step 2. Step 2 was, we know that Umonapule Saleng is usually played as a winger at Orlando Pirates, right? But that's not the most effective way of using him. His goals have not come from him scoring and dribbling people out wide, but most of the times he's in these positions whereby he's a bit more central. And you can see here, Monapule Saleng arriving from the left, obviously, but is now much more central. And we'll look at why that was as the video continues. Now, this is then step 3 of the whole situation, because step 1, remember, is get the two guys to drop deep and bait the press, make them press you. Step 2, you play the ball wide and you create that space, to which then Umonapule Saleng and Urelebule Mfukeng can exploit and do the things. Even Umaswanganye can play in that space because there is a huge gaping space there. And then step 3 now is to look at this. You see that you have Umonapule Saleng. The time is 8:57, right? And then fast forward a few seconds. Now it's 9:06, which is 9 seconds later. Saleng is now on the left side, and 9 seconds before that, he was on the right side. What is happening? Overloads. They were doing this thing of overloading each side with quality. Sometimes you'll find that Relebule Mfukeng is on the right with Saleng, and you see Tito as well in that side. So why is that? Why are they doing that? They are doing that so that they can have a lot of good players in one area, and in that way be able to play those short, intricate passes and create dangerous scoring opportunities. So that's the first thing. The second thing is also the fact that even if you throw out the issue of overloading sides, it's also about making sure that your players are not predictable. Because I know this, playing as a defender, you're playing as a right back, you know your person, you know who you're supposed to mark. But now they are there. What are you supposed to do? Right? So now they are confused about Polokwane City as to whether I should mark Saleng. What happens when it goes there? Because sometimes you find in some situations that Saleng is no longer on the right and the defender is now confused who is supposed to mark. And the one on the left is now marking two people. So who should go and cover that space? And that is why you will see that even as the match went on, sometimes the Polokwane City players were just standing because they didn't even know what to do. But anyways, as we continue here, we see that Pirates had this thing. Sometimes they call it a kite of sorts, where they have all of their good players around the box. There you have the ball being played to Relebule Mfukeng, you have Tito Maswanga in centrally, and then you have Monapule Saleng on the right. What is the reason for this? The reason for this is actually quite simple. Number 1, Orlando Pirates are trying to get their best players close together, as I said, so that they can play short passes. But look at where they are getting them. They are not longer now just trying to get Mfukeng out wide on his own, but they are getting him closer to Tito, getting him closer to Saleng. And in that way, if they are in this zone, 1, you can take a shot from this position, right? You can play the ball to Tito. You can also take the pass to Umabasa, who's right there between defenders. But also, if you look at the top of your screen, right? If you look at the top of your screen, you will see something that is very interesting. You see that defender there on top, on the right back, Matuludi. What's happening with Matuludi on top there? He has to stay there. Reason being, there is Hoto who can overlap behind him and get across into the box. He doesn't have to, but he's now forced to stay there because he knows that if you let Hoto go, now he's going to cross the ball. We saw what happened between Chipper and Pirates. The ball was crossed because Hoto was not marked. So now he's confused. Should I stay with him? Should I go close that space? So now it also generates more space for Orlando Pirates. Furthermore, you now have these three guys, two of whom are not marked because one is now trying to press Urele. You have Utito being free. You also have Saleng not really being marked. Now, that's the situation. Now, how does this connect to the goal? Well, as you can see once again, because of how this whole thing starts, you have Saleng being free in the middle. He's free in the middle, right? And if you fast forward like 6 seconds later, Saleng is running and that defender does not even have an idea that is behind him. Remember, step 3, making sure that the players are not predictable with their positioning. So that player does not even know where Saleng is, and Saleng is running behind him, and 2 seconds after that, the defender is now behind him. And the next thing you know, Saleng is in the box and he's scoring a goal. All of these things are executed in this one thing. The space was created in the middle where Saleng received the ball, and when he received the ball, he passes it wide. Now, no one is tracking Saleng because they are concerned about Mfukeng being on the ball. And the next thing you know, Saleng is arriving in the box unmarked, and then he ends up scoring a goal. All those 3 steps are involved. Now, this is once again, now it's no longer even, who's this guy? It's no longer even Saleng playing now. It's different people. Seguno, there was now Kim Vuidi, who had a brilliant game, by the way. And you once again see there's Mfukeng right there in the middle. He's free. Here again, 2 players, and then Mfukeng is free in the middle. And here, the second goal, we see the same thing. Kim Vuidi is dropping. Look at the defender. There's an arrow on top of him. He's following Kim Vuidi. Kim Vuidi plays a 1-2 with Makaula, and you have Urelebule Mfukeng. Being free, he receives the ball the first time. And then he passes the ball to Tito, who was free, by the way. And the next thing you know, you have Kim Vuidi and Mfukeng being free right there in the middle. And the next thing that happens, Kim Vuidi receives the ball and is about to take a shot. And in him taking a shot, can you just look at Mahopa? Mahopa is there, and he's the one who is looking behind, but at the same time is making a run forward. And the defenders are just ball watching. That shot is taken, and guess what happens? The keeper fails to save the ball, and Mahopa, he's awake, and he goes, finishes this thing off. The next goal is just ridiculous because the ball is played, and then Tito gets the ball again. No one is pressing him. But look at that defender again, the left back. He has to stay wide once again. Why? Because there is a player right there who's keeping the weight for the Pirates. So now you can't press anyone. He just has to stay in that position. But this is also just the brilliance of Mahopa. As much as there was space, because in that situation, Mahopa could have played that ball, laid that ball off for Maswanganye, and Maswanganye could have finished that chance. But it didn't. And then it ended up being a mistake because the defender played a back pass. Mahopa was awake to it, and then he ended up scoring the goal. But what did you guys make of this whole situation? Do you see what Jose is cooking, or was it also a matter of Polokwane City being poor? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's get 500 likes on this video as a belief. Danko.